Hey everybody, Dave here. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our playthrough of Shadows of Brimstone. We are in the Swamps of Death. A couple things. I guess I handled the encounter wrong when we were crossing over into the gate, and I had to consult with the rule book on that. So thank you to the viewers who pointed that out. Again, don't have a ton of experience with this game, so I'm really sorry that I've been making some mistakes. I should have them right this time, and also I have future plans to do more stuff with Shadows of Brimstone, so we'll be getting it right. So I appreciate your kindness on that stuff. A couple things that I needed to do was we needed to move up our party marker on the depth track. So now it's going to be a little bit more challenging to hold back the darkness. And just to recap our story so far, we have entered into the Swamps of Jargono, and unfortunately Branson has taken some corruption damage from these sticky eggs, these things that hatched out, burrowed into his arm. He was not too happy about that. Then we also had an encounter where they were attacked by some serpent men and had affected by some poison arrows. Both Ezra and Branson had taken some, they were poisoned, but fortunately we had come across this healing well, this spring, the fountain of life, if you will, here on this tile, and we were able to heal up most of our characters. So right now we have Juva and Branson are completely at full strength, whereas Ezra has taken 1 wound and 1 sanity, but he is a beefy character. Again, he has a health of 16 and a sanity of 14, so we are pretty well set to continue on in our adventure. I know we haven't seen any combat yet so far. I'm sure that's going to change because in our exploration tokens, and we haven't had very many bad things, and we are still needing to find 1 more of the clue icons in the swamps in order to be able to complete our objective and have the final encounter. So the first thing that we are going to need to do is roll to hold back the darkness. We are looking for 8+, and we rolled a 7. So unfortunately the darkness is going to creep in, and we move down, and we are going to have to take a darkness event because on our depth track we have encountered one of those blood spattered spaces. So let's give the darkness deck a little shuffle, and we will see what kind of wonderful experience that our party is going to have. So we'll just go ahead and shuffle these up, and we will grab one, and let's see. A flood of bats. A black tide of bats pours through the cavern, engulfing the heroes and passing by. Each hero takes 2 horror hits, gains 10 XP, and must then pass a strength 4+ test or lose 1 darkstone. Okay, so the first thing let me do is take care of any XP that needs to be added to all these characters. So they're each going to get 10. So we are now at, let's see here. We have Juva has 90, Ezra has 95, and Branson is at 125. The next thing we need to do now is they have these horror hits. Let's try to repel them with the with our willpower. So we'll start off with Juva, and there are 2 horror hits. So we are, and her willpower is 4+, so we're looking for 4s or better. And she rolled a 5 and a 1, so she is going to take 1 horror hit, so that will affect her sanity. So we'll go ahead and place a sanity damage on her card. And next we will roll for Branson. He has a willpower of 4+. And so he has rolled and saved against 1, so he will also take a sanity hit from these bats. And finally, Ezra. Ezra has a willpower of 5+. So let's see what we have. He rolled a 3 and a 2, so he will actually take 2 sanity hits. So we'll go ahead and place those sanity markers onto his board. Okay. So, we've taken care of the darkness event, and the next thing that we will do now is, let's see here. Oh, then we have to pass a strength test or lose 1 dark stone. We don't have any. Well, we have some items that have dark stone. So let me consult with the rules and see what that is going to say. Okay, basically I'm looking at losing 1 dark stone would probably be a dark stone shard, because I do have some items that have that are dark stone items, and in particular it would be the dark stone blade that Juva has. But we're going to go ahead and make some strength rolls. So they have to roll 4+. So we will go ahead and roll for Juva first. And she has a strength of 3. So we are looking to roll, we need to have 4+. And she rolled 3 6s, so that's awesome. She has successfully been able to not be affected by the flood of bats. Next, we have Branson, and he has a base strength of 4, plus he has rough skin gloves that are going to give him a +1 strength, so he's going to be rolling 5 dice. So we have our 5, we're looking for 4+, and we are plenty well good there. And then finally with Ezra, he has a strength of 4, and we will go ahead and roll for him, and he also has been able to ward off this flood of bats. So, we are successful in dealing with that darkness card. We will put that off to the side. Now, we can actually get on to activating our models. So, Juva is first up. We will roll for her movement. And she has rolled a 4. And she is going to go 1, 2, 3. And she is going to look through the door. So I will grab the Jargono map deck, and we will flip over the card. And we have a corner passage. So, and there's going to be no exploration token. However, we will go ahead and advance our party marker, and 5 XP for Juva. That puts her up at 95. And now I need to roll to see which direction this is going to go. 1 to 3, it's going to turn one direction, turn to the left. 4 to, or turn to the right. 4 to 6, it's going to turn to the left. And we rolled a 2. So we will go ahead and place this tile, and it is going to turn this way. Alright. I need to adjust this map so we can see. And Juva is here. And again, no exploration token is out. The next person to activate is going to be Branson, so we will go ahead, roll for movement on that. He rolled a 2. 1, 2. He's still on this tile, and he will scavenge. So we're rolling 3 dice looking for 6+. And we have nothing. He was unsuccessful in scavenging. And finally, we will roll for Ezra's movement, the prospector. And he rolled a 3. He's going to 1, 2, 3. He's going to be on this new corner tile. And he will go ahead and scavenge. He is going to roll 4 dice because he has the ability of being Eagle Eye. He rolls an extra die when scavenging, so we're looking for 6+. And we have nothing. He is unsuccessful in scavenging as well. So that was not a very productive turn for our posse. We do need to move the lantern token over to here. This tile is now in the darkness. And we, again, are going to have to roll to hold back the darkness, again, for our posse. So rolling, and we rolled an 11, so we are good that way. Next, we roll Juva's movement as we activate her. She has a 3. She's going to 1, 2, 3. She's going to go along the edge over in this spot. And we'll attempt to scavenge, rolling 3 dice. And unsuccessful in finding anything. We will now roll for Branson's movement. He rolled a 3. 1, 2, 3. He's going to go up right behind Juva, and we'll attempt to scavenge. And rolled a 1, a 2, and a 4. Unsuccessful in scavenging. And finally, we will roll for Ezra's movement. He rolled a 1. And he will gain a grit. He already has 2 grit, so he'll immediately discard that one and roll for additional movement of 1. So we'll give him 2 spaces to move. So 1, 2. And we'll attempt to scavenge again. And we have 1 success. We have 1 6. So let's grab the scavenge deck. I'll give it a shuffle and see what Ezra finds. I will place a scavenged marker on this tile. Show that it has been scavenged. And hoping to find something useful. A hideous discovery. He's going to get 10 XP, so Ezra has 10 XP. Poking around in the shadows, you see something that chills you to the bone. You quickly return to the group, refusing to speak of what you found. Take 3 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each. Okay, so we need to make some willpower rolls, and of course, with Ezra, he has he's got the most difficult in terms of willpower. We're rolling 5+, so he has 3 horror hits. Let's see what we roll. We do have grit if we need to re-roll them. So I have a 6, so that's 1, and he's got 2 that he did not successfully repel. He is going to spend a grit to re-roll those. Hopefully we can roll better. We'll keep that 6. And we rolled a 1 and a 3, so unfortunately he is still going to take 2 horror hits that do 2 sanity each. So we will turn in a single one and take a 5 sanity and place it on his board. So he has right now 7 sanity damage, so he's down to half of his sanity. Okay, that was not very good with his scavenging. And we will continue on with the party. The posse will roll to hold back the darkness. We are looking for an 8+. And we rolled a 7. So unfortunately, we are going to have to draw a darkness card. Let me give this a shuffle. Laying in wait. There is tension in the air. They know you are here. The next attack automatically counts as an ambush attack. And all enemies are +1 combat during the first turn of the fight. Then discard this card. This remains in play. Oh, that's just wonderful. So no matter what, our next attack is going to be an ambush. So we'll place this up on our little reminder of what's going on. So we have the... we'll take a look in here, see what we have in play. So the two cards that we have right now, we have the laying in wait. That's going to be the fact that we have... the next one's going to be an ambush. And we have all undead enemies are now +1 initiative, +1 combat. And we also have the world conditions, which is any attack is an ambush attack on the d6 roll of 1, 2, or 3. So, things are not going to be... The next, if we actually have a combat encounter or an attack with our posse, it's going to be bad, especially if they're undead, because it's going to give them a big buff. And if it being an ambush, they're going to be right on top of us. So, that was an unfortunate event for our characters. But let's go ahead and roll for our movement as we activate Juva. And she rolled a 1 and will obtain a grit. And we'll move forward 1 space, nestling up to Ezra. She's feeling that she needs to be close to him. They're needing to make sure that they're going to protect each other as we're delving further into these swamps, not knowing what lies ahead. We're going to go ahead and roll for Branson's movement, and he rolled a 2, and he's going to come right up behind them, trying to stay close as they know that there's danger looming. Things are getting a little bit tense right now, and while he's there, he's going to attempt to scavenge, and he rolled a 4, a 5, and a 6, so he successfully was able to scavenge. We will shuffle the scavenge deck and see what we find. We'll place a scavenged marker on the board and see what we draw. Oh, another hideous discovery. So something around here is very scary because, again, he goes poking around in the shadows and comes back chilled to the bone. And he's also going to take 3 horror hits that do 2 sanity damage each. Well, let's start off with doing our... Let's try to repel for our 3 horror hits. Branson has a 4+ for willpower, so we're looking for 4s or better. And we repelled one of those hits. He will also spend a grit to re-roll 2 of those. So we'll keep the 5. And he rolled a 3 and a 3. So unfortunately, he is going to take 4 sanity damage. So we will trade in a 1 and take a 5 in front of him. He has a total sanity of 12. He's taken 5 hits now, so he has 7 sanity remaining as well. So, but he did get to 10 XP, so I guess that's a good thing. But he should not, I guess it's being unfortunate with his scavenging abilities. So poking around in this area is not a very, very good thing for our posse. Finally, we're going to activate Ezra. He'll roll for his movement, and he rolled a 3. He's going to step forward and look through to see what we uncover. And we have found a tribal fountain. So let me go ahead and grab that tile. Okay, here is the tile. And we will place it on the edge like this. And then I will go ahead and move the board over so we can be more centered on the action. Alright, I need to move the lantern token onto here. 5 XP for Ezra for just moving this, for placing a tile. And we also need to move our party marker on the depth track. We'll go there. And we also need to place an exploration token on here. And since he is the last model to activate, we will flip over the exploration token, and we have an attack, and there will be one gate that will show up, and we'll find out where that's going to be. I'm going to roll. We'll bring our card over and figure out where that's going to show up, and that will just take us to another place in Jargono. So it rolls a 6, which will be down here. I will grab a gate here and place this onto this space, and there are going to be 2 end caps that will cap off the end of this tile. So here and here, they're going to be forced to have to go through that gate. Alright, so finally we are going to have an attack. I know that we've been waiting for this. Everybody has been. So what we need to do is be aware that this attack is going to be an ambush attack, and all the enemies are +1 combat during the first turn of the fight. So what I need to do is grab the Otherworld threat deck, and I'm going to give this a shuffle and see what we are going to face. During this time now, there's a couple things we can't scavenge and can't, we can just go backwards, run away, but we're going to have to face those guys eventually. Alright, so with the Otherworld threat cards, let's see what we have. We are going to be facing Serpent Men Warriors. Okay. Alright. Jargono is home to countless tribes of savage serpent men, building pyramids and cities to their serpent gods. These tribal warriors relentlessly attack any intruders. Okay, so we have 3 to 4 heroes, so we have to roll the peril die to see how many serpent men warriors we will be facing. So I will grab the peril die, roll it, and there will be 4 of them coming out. So let me grab the enemy sheet and let's take a look at the serpent men. Okay, if we take a look at the Serpent Men Warriors, they have an initiative of 5. They're medium-sized models. They have a number of cool abilities. First, they have the Serpent Men Tribe. If there is not already a Serpent Men Tribe card in play, draw 1 to determine the tribal territory you are in. So let's take care of that right now. Okay, the Serpent Men come with additional cards, and they have a deck of Serpent Men Tribes. And we're going to just give them a shuffle and see what tribe they end up in, and then there's certain abilities. Okay, we have the Bloodbane tribe. So let's read. Okay, the Bloodbane tribe hail from the southern reach of the Dorak Blood Swamp, where the murky water runs red as it bubbles up from below the surface. It kind of looks thematic right there. These deadly vipers naturally produce a toxin that is legendary for the speed at which it kills and the torment of those it has touched. So, we have vicious attacks. Serpent Men combat hits are +1 damage, and deadly venom. While this Serpent Men tribe card is in play, all poison markers do wounds on 1, 2, or 3 instead. Okay, lovely. That is going to be great. So I'll go ahead and place this next to here. We'll know what we're going to be facing. The other thing, as we go back and looking at, before we place our models, they slither, so they move through other models and they change targets each turn. They have Darkstone weapons that Serpent Men Warrior to hit rolls of 6 cause double damage. And Serpent Men Warrior defense is doubled while adjacent to the attacker with their tribal shields. So we are going to want to try to get them from a distance. So, and their melee, they are 4+. They roll 2 combat dice with 3 damage, 2 defense, 6 health. So let's go ahead and get these guys out, and we'll place them on the board. Okay, so we have the Serpent Men models, and so when they ambush, they're going to be up adjacent to our party members. So what I need to do is we are going to determine the targeting, and so I have their the characters. We have the Prospector, the Jargono Native, and the Cowboy. We need to randomly select who they're going to be targeting. So I'm just going to continue to move these around. I'm not sure what they're doing. You can't really see offhand. I'm just going to do almost like the shell game thing. I'm not sure who is who. And I've got them shuffled up, and then we'll just go on a d6 roll, 1 or 2, 3 or 4, 5 or 6. We'll roll. It is a 6. So going to be targeting Juva. So the first model is going to come up right there like that. And the next one will be going on this tile over like that. And we'll be targeting, let's see here, we'll be targeting the Prospector, so he's right there. The third one will then be coming in to target Branson, and then finally we will place this other one here. And so we are now ready to start dealing with this attack. Now, we do need to make sure that we look at the enemy types. We have, they are Serpent Men, they are Tribal, they are Jargono. The reason why I need to understand those things is because Juva has a Hunter's Reflexes. She's +1 damage on all of your attacks against beast enemies, so they're not a beast. Also, they have +2 initiative in the first turn of an ambush attack. Now these guys are also +2 initiative on an ambush attack, and so they have a 7. So the Serpent Men will be attacking first. So the way that this is going to go, the Serpent Men are going to attack. Then we will have Juva, and then finally will be Branson, and then the Prospector. All the enemies are going to be +1 combat during this first round of the fight, and we also have to worry about all of these things with them being, they are also going to be +1 damage if they are successful in their hits. So instead of causing 3 damage, they will cause 4 damage. So first, let's get into our combat. Okay, we will go ahead and activate these models first. Now, these can move through other models because they slither. This first one is going to move to get around to the other side to be able to attack because it's targeting Juva. So the first thing that they will do is roll for their attack. So they are +1 combat during the first turn of the attack. So normally their combat is 2. They're going to be rolling 3 dice. And we'll have to see, and they are going to be hitting on a 4+. So we have 2 hits that are going to be coming in against Juva. So we need to roll through Juva's defense. So 2 hits. She has a defense of 4+. So we'll go ahead and roll and see what she can defend. She rolled a 4 and a 2. So she's going to be taking 1 wound. That is going to cause, normally it would be 3 damage, and then, but because these guys are, these are the vicious attacks, they have +1 damage, so that's going to give her 4 damage. So she's going to take 4. That's a pretty hefty wound from the Serpent Men. That's going to put a big hurt on her. But we have some we still have some tricks up our sleeve, so 4 wounds going there. The next serpent man is going to move over this way and will be targeting Ezra. And we'll roll for their attack, again rolling 3 dice. And they rolled, one of them is a 6, and that is, well, they have Darkstone weapons, so their to-hit roll of 6 will cause double damage, so hopefully we can defend against that. We have, we look over at the Prospector, and he has a 4+ defense, so we'll roll against that 1 hit. He rolled a 3, and boy, oh boy, oh boy. Do we want to spend a grit because that's going to be causing 6 damage? You know what? I think he's going to go ahead and take that 6 damage. The only reason being is that he has his ancient coin that will allow him to fully heal his health at 1 point. So we're going to go ahead and take the 6 wounds. That was a pretty devastating blow from this serpent man onto Ezra. So here's our 6 wounds. Next, we'll activate this serpent, and he's going to come around and get behind Branson for an attack. And we will roll 3 attack dice to see what we come up with. I'll bring this down this way. And unfortunately for Branson, this serpent man was unsuccessful in his melee attack. And finally, we have this last model. We will determine again who is they will be targeting. They can move through the models. Let's look. And he's going to be targeting Ezra. It will go up here. They must sense something about Ezra's presence that they do not like him. So we will go ahead and roll 3 dice. Oh man, again, 2 hits, and one of them is going to be doing double damage. So let's roll for Ezra's defense, 4+. And he rolled a 5 and a 2. He will go ahead and spend grit this time to re-roll one of those dice. We'll keep the 1. And he rolled a 4, which will repel the other attack as well. So Ezra was able to fend off this attack from this serpent man. Now we're going to get into this the other way around. We finally get to activate our Jargono native. Let's see what Juva can do. Juva is going to pull out her Darkstone blade, which combat hits are critical on the rolls of 5 or 6 instead of only 6. And we'll be rolling 2 combat dice, and it needs to be 4+ for that. So we will roll. She's got 2 5s. Both of those are going to be critical hits, targeting this serpent man right here in front of her. So critical hits are going to completely bypass their defense, which is great because when these serpent men are adjacent, their defense is doubled while adjacent to their attacker. But with critical hits, we're going to completely bypass their defense. They're going to go straight in. Hopefully we'll be able to apply that damage, kill this one, and maybe apply something to something else. And rolls with 7 damage. There's going to be 6 health on the on this Serpent Man Warrior. So this model will be taken out, and that will give Juva 35 XP. So that's going to bring her up to 130 XP. And we will place 1 wound marker onto the this particular one that is adjacent here. So that was a great attack from Juva with that Darkstone blade. Next, we're going to have Branson, and Branson he has the ability to use this lasso, but he's not. The first thing I needed to do, was roll for Juva's movement to see what happens. She rolled a 3. Next, I need to roll for Branson's movement. He rolls a 5. I don't know if we want to try to make an escape move to try to get away and shoot at range, because he's going to have 2 of these guys on top of him. So, and the escape roll is 5+, but he does have the ability to, once per turn, I may re-roll an escape test with the bandana. So let's take a look and see if we're going to be able to do that. Actually, we need to make an escape test, so let's roll for this. And let's see what happens. Branson needs a roll of 5+. He does roll a 5, so he will be able to move away from them. He's just going to move back a little bit, just move back a few spaces away, and he is going to use his pistol to try to shoot at this serpent man right here. Hopefully he will be able to wound them. His pistol has a range of 6. He has 2 shots. Let's see what will happen. And then if he does, he will be able to do some more things with his gun. He has a ranged hit of 4+, and he missed with both of them. Boy, I think he's going to spend a grit to re-roll those. We need to try to get something in. Okay, cool. It rolls a 6 and a 4. So one of them is going to be a critical hit. The other one is going to be normal damage. So we'll go ahead and roll the critical hit first. And that's 5 damage. We're going to apply that to this one. It already has 1 wound. That is 6. We'll take that one out. And he will Branson will get 35 XP, so that puts him up to 170. And the other shot will be, we will apply the damage towards this serpent man here. And he rolls a 5 for damage. The serpent man has a defense of 2, so 3 wounds will be going in on this serpent man. So we'll place the wound markers on there. And finally, we will activate Ezra over on his side. And so we'll roll for movement. He rolls a 1, so he will get a grit. And we will have to roll for an escape test of 5+, see if he can get away. And he only rolls a 2, so he cannot escape. So, but he is going to use his heavy axe to try to deliver a blow to this serpent man in front of him. His melee attack, let's take a look at this heavy pickaxe. Your melee attack uses the D8 to hit. 6, 7, or 8 counts as critical hit, and your combat hits are +1 damage. Requires a strength of 4 or higher to use. So he still has that. So let me get the D8 out so we can roll that. All right, we're looking for a. Well, his melee is 4, but we want a 6, 7, or 8 to show up to get a critical hit, and we rolled a 1. So he was unsuccessful in that. However, he will spend a grit to re-roll that die, and we have a 3. So again, unsuccessful with the with his attack with that heavy axe. He swings and he misses. He's trying to do his best to try to fend off these guys, but unfortunately, he was unsuccessful. So the next round now, we will roll to hold back the darkness. And we need an 8+. and we rolled a 5. So we have a darkness event that's going to take place. In the midst of combat, we have overwhelming dread. We've got darkness and dread. I got a real bad feeling about this. Add a growing dread card to the stack. So, where we have our growing dread, and we will place it in the stack next to the depth track. And this time now, let's see, we have everybody's going to go back to their normal initiatives. So because the ambush part is over. So again, the Serpent Men are going to activate. They have an initiative of 5, and they will they change targets every turn. So we're going to go ahead and roll, move these around to see what is who is targeting who, and we'll start off with the one that is full strength to see who he will go after. So 1 to 2, 3 to 4, 5 to 6. Whoop. Let me roll it on the table and see what we have. We had a 5. He will be targeting the prospector. So he will move through and around to get on the other side, and will attack him. And so let's see. He is going to be rolling now again. Let's see. All right, so he's only going to be rolling 2 combat dice now because of the laying in wait card effect is over, and we will be discarding that laying in wait card later on. They still are +1 damage because of the tribe that they belong to, but let's see what we have. They unsuccessful in his melee hit. He rolled a 2 and a 3, looking for a 4+. So this Serpent Man sees that 2 of his fellow tribesmen have been defeated. He goes to make an attack and just was unsuccessful in that. If he's kind of feeling down, he sees that his other one that is surviving is badly wounded. So he's starting to lose morale. Unfortunately, not a successful attack for him as well. And then finally, this other Serpent Man will go ahead and we'll go after Juva. He's going to move in right behind, and we'll be rolling 2 attack dice as well, seeing what he can do. And successful with one of the hits. Let's see if Juva is successful in repelling the attack. She has a defense of 4+, and she rolls a 6, so unscathed from that attack by the Serpent Men. So we will activate Juva. She is up. First thing we need to do is roll for movement. See what happens. She has a 3. Now needs to roll an escape test. Escape of 5+. We want to be able to get away. She rolls a 3. Unsuccessful in being able to escape. However, we'll take her Darkstone Blade and we'll swing and to try to take out this badly wounded one. Actually, we'll go after the one that's at full strength, seeing if we can damage him. Want to have a critical hit on this. So our melee roll is going to be a 4+. So I'm going to swing this, and on a 5 or 6, there'll be critical hits. So we have 1 successful hit on this full strength one. Let's roll for damage. They have a defense of 2. We rolled a 5, so the first 2 are gone. 3 wounds will go on to that other Serpent Man. So let me get some wound tokens out on this. We'll place them over here. Alright, let's activate Branson. We'll roll for his movement. Maybe we'll get a 1 and get a grit. Rolled a 2. And so he is not adjacent to a model, so he can move in a little bit closer. and will go ahead and take his pistol and fire off some shots. He's got a range of 6, 2 shots. We will be rolling to see. He's got on his range of 4+. So we have 1 hit that will be going in. We'll roll for the damage. And they both have the same amount of damage. I think he's going to shoot this one. See what happens. 2 damage, which will be absorbed by the Serpent Men's defense. So really just the bullet hit the Serpent Men's skin, but didn't do anything to cause any damage. And then finally we will take Ezra and activate him. He's going to turn around and yield that heavy axe and try to see if he can slay this Serpent Man who is trying to harm Juva. The two of them have this bond, and he's just feeling really drawn now to protect her. So we are going to roll on a. We will be using a D8 for our hits. So let's see. We rolled a 7, which is a critical hit. And our combat hits are +1 damage. So, let's see. So it says your melee attacks use the D8 to hit, and our combats are +1 damage. So let's get the D6 out to roll to see what our damage is. We're not using the D8 for our damage, just for our hits. We have +1 damage coming in, as well as 4, so that's 5 critical hits. He will go ahead and take out this Serpent Man right here, with the remaining 3 wounds necessary to take him down, and we'll get 35 XP for that. So he's up to 145. Okay. All right. That is the next. That round is over. Next, we need to roll to hold back the darkness. Again, needing a roll of 8+, and we rolled a 7. Another darkness event. Darkness is creeping over. We have Eruption of the Dead. Bursting through the surface below, a horde of hungry dead surround you, an ambush attack. And we're going to have 2 peril dice worth of hungry dead popping up. And it's an ambush attack. So the swamp suddenly became very deadly. Let's roll to see what is coming up. We have 3 and 6. We'll have 9 hungry dead figures that will be coming on the board in an ambush attack. Now, all undead enemies are now +1 initiative and +1 combat due to the chill of the grave. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see what is going to happen. So let me get those models and we'll get them placed on the board. All right, let's get these placed on the board. So there's 9 of them, and they're all going to be coming in and filling in the space over here. We've got this big swarm of undead characters that are going to be coming up like this. We'll place another one back here, bringing up the rear. And let's take a look at their thing. So we have they're undead, and they are having a fear. A hero starting their activation adjacent automatically takes 1 horror hit. So that's wonderful. They have an initiative of 1, and even with a +1 initiative, they are 2. Unfortunately, they're going to activate before the prospector will get a chance to. And they roll +1. They roll 1 combat die that do 3 damage. But they're going to be rolling +1 combat for their thing as well. But I think what we're going to do here is leave you in suspense till our next episode and see what's going to happen. We still have 1 Serpent Man left, and now we just had this eruption of dead coming up out of the ground. Let's see what's going to happen with our posse next time. So I hope you guys are enjoying this. We finally had some action to, finally our posse has encountered things that make these the Swamps of Death. So let me know in the comments what you think. We had the Bloodbane tribe. They have caused some wounds to our posse members. And now it's not over yet. We have the fear is going to be setting in and seeing what happens there. We'll worry about targeting everybody in the next episode. But thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.